What do miners in Colorado, stonemasons in Sydney, restoration workers in Paris, and firefighters in Portugal all have in common? They all receive protection in contaminated atmospheres thanks to revolutionary CleanSpace respirators. Since launching in 2009, CleanSpace has produced over 140,000 respirators for use in 77 countries.
We launched as a response to the SARS epidemic. In 2003, I was in Taiwan. I was watching TV and I saw the healthcare workers wearing paper masks. So I was thinking, we have a duty of care to protect these workers.
Prior to 2009, the respiratory category had seen little innovation for 20 years. Workers on the front line of industry had two choices: wear a paper mask or a bulky powered air purifying respirator, or PAPA for short.
We saw the possibility of producing a unitary device, something that has just one body to it and was tiny in comparison to the existing devices.
Conscious that many units are worn for up to 12 hours in physically demanding situations, CleanSpace created a series of respirators that are super light. With no waist-mounted belts or hoses, users can work comfortably and without restriction over long periods.
A typical old-style PAPA might produce an airflow of, say, 180 litres a minute. So the opportunity we saw was that if we made what's called a breath-responsive machine, it blows hard when you're breathing in, but it blows very softly when you're breathing out. What happens when you do that is that the amount of air you have to process drops by about 4 times.
These days, with a greater focus on worker protection and with more regulations in place, CleanSpace is taking respiratory safety standards to a whole new level.
Our filters have a chip in them. That gives the respirator the ability to remember the details of each session, and they also make an estimate every minute of how much protection is being provided.
That protection management is really important. So if we can help to educate and assist our customers and their workers to use the products in the right way, then they're going to get much better protection.
We've been working with CleanSpace for about 2.5 years, looking specifically at how we can provide better respiratory protection for our staff. CleanSpace were able to offer us a solution from identification of the problem and working through with us right to the end of that issue.
Today, CleanSpace is providing clean air to workers around the world. In the Netherlands, scientists at Bilthoven Biologicals rely on CleanSpace respirators for protection when creating polio vaccines. In Paris, our respirators are used on the front line of challenging restoration work being carried out on the Notre Dame. While in Portugal, we're giving firefighters superior protection and the ability to move freely when fighting forest fires.
The importance of the CleanSpace respirator for a father in a business where my sons work is really good, because I know that in the future my sons aren't going to be disabled with silicosis disease. This same thought goes into what I apply to all of my employees. They're going to go home safe to their families and hopefully have a long life as well.
It is a very exciting journey for me, knowing that we can make a life-changing impact on the respiratory health of those workers wearing our products.
The future for CleanSpace is bright. We have the technology, the people, and the ambition to ensure that those working in polluted, contaminated conditions will never again breathe in air that is anything but safe, pure, and clean.